there. Very good. See that. Okay. Hello everybody. Kind of pacing myself here. How are you, fine folks? You guys. Stuff is happening. Stuff is happening. It's like with everything that happened today, especially with Cuomo, you guys, we just need to sit back and chill. There are so many things lining up. It is kind of mind-blowing. I'm going to show you some of that tonight. So, how are you, my loves? My loves. Oh, thank you, Gloria Dean Donato. I'm a true blessing. Okay, because tonight we're doing homework night several nights later. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I do the tarot and astrology a little differently. We did have our new moon a couple days ago, but a lot of stuff has been happening. And finally, I'm able to sit down and do our new moon contracts together because I lost power the other night. What you gonna do? So you're gonna want pencil, paper, pen, writing utensil. Because we're going to do our new moon contracts together. This group is an extremely powerful group when it comes to collectively making our intentions together. It's kind of mind-blowing. Oh my goodness, the energies that are channeled through here. And my Mergoats have been waiting patiently. My Mergoats are my cosmic fairies. If you think of this sign, the glyph for Capricorn, it is supposed to be a goat. It's kind of like this. My Mergoat, like that's supposed to be the tail of the goat. My Mergoat, she's like a goat, but she drives a chariot. And she, that we need to focus upon. Oh no, am I buffering? Buffering? Was I buffering? I think so. Am I okay? My buff, darn it. Okay, so we had some wild storms go through here. We did have to reset the router a couple times because of our connection, so I just hope we're able to get through clear. Okay, so back to my Mergoats, my cosmic fairies that are always here, ready to go and work with us and create, okay? So we will get to that. After we go through some things here, I can explain what's been going on. It's kind of awesome. The divine feminine and the divine masculine. But here we have, who's here? We have Lucienne. We have Catherine, because the top four always have a message that we need to focus on for our new moon contracts. Marie. And Sophie. Hi, you guys. Do not erase. Okay. So here, Pros of Sorbet. Greetings, welcome. Hi, Connie. Okay, here we go. Are we good? Okay. There's a lot happening. Lots happening. You guys have had some questions during the day. And I posted this, and I knew what they were. Now my mind's kind of gone blank again. But let's talk about that resignation, okay? It's kind of amazing. So at this new moon, Leo, over Washington, D.C., I got really excited for several reasons. Because at the very bottom of the chart was the 27-degree mark, Sagittarius, and that point was the point November 19th, 2019, which kind of kicked everything off. And I'm going to take this as a validation. Yes, indeed, it did kick everything off for a great transformation we're going through 2022. 2023 will be like the adjustment year, but the last big thing happening cosmically, 2022. So it's only moved that much, only in about 250 years or so. But that is the birthplace of the sun. It is a massive, huge black hole, massive area of gravitational force. And even the ancient cultures believed that was the birthplace of the sun. That was the portal to the other worlds. So at that point, Jupiter returned. Jupiter is in its dominion in the sign of Sagittarius. And what happened this time around? Venus is right there. Venus representing the feminine, representing love. There is so much love in the air right now, even though she's in her fall in Virgo. There sure is a lot of love in the air and lots of lovely things happening. We will get to that. But it's like Jupiter came back home in the sign of Sagittarius at the galactic center with Venus in tow, right there. She's getting swallowed up and filled up and pulled in. Venus arrived to the galactic center with Jupiter before Mars did. Mars was all the way back here at 0 degrees Scorpio, and it'd be a couple of months before Mars, the male, showed up to say, hey, what are we going to do now with this next 12-year cycle? But here's the thing. Venus had the say in it. She was there when it happened. She led the charge of all this. And not only did she lead the charge, she's the one who wrote the rules when that horrible 2020 came and we had the Saturn Pluto, the Great Reset button. The Great Reset button. She was there writing those orders. January 12th. Mars still had not arrived. I don't think Mars arrived until March or April. No. It arrived sooner than that. It about end of January, February. So Venus, in the meantime, had 2 eclipses and the once in like 7,000 year Saturn Pluto conjunction in the sign of Capricorn with Jupiter, with Pluto, with Uranus in Taurus. We haven't seen the likes of that in forever. And Venus wrote the rules. The guys are figuring up, the Mars energy is figuring out, oh, I'm not in charge here. In fact, was this during the time of the Me? No, it wasn't. Me Too started 2 years prior to that. But this is the divine feminine. You know what else is really amazing? And I just saw this when I printed this chart. The sun that day was 26 degrees, 54 minutes over Washington, D.C. That is President Biden's sun. His sun was activated the day of the Venus-Jupiter conjunction at the galactic center, ushering in the divine feminine. Kamala Harris, I know, is in here. I cannot remember where she is, but she is, the tracing back of her nomination as vice president traces right back to the divine feminine. You know what? I didn't even really know much about asteroids then. I can't wait to look at the asteroids from this. But here we go again. Divine feminine setting the tone, which this entire new moon Leo, mind you, between 2 full moon Aquariuses, this portal in Aquarius, these are magical times. That point, the divine feminine is right here. What the entire horoscope is balancing upon. She's the one that says what happens. In the skies then, the opposite is the divine masculine. Remember, she made the terms back here with everything else, which also applied to the Great Reset of January 12th. But the expectation was, in the skies of DC, in the skies above our nation, we would see divine masculine in action. Interesting, huh? In divine masculine, meaning the yang energies, the creative, fiery energies, the movement forward, the masculine. Divine feminine, the yin energies, the receptive energies. We all have male and female energies within us. But in the skies of Washington, D.C., the astrology card also said the truth. The truth is here. There's going to be judgments. Leo, I will, with the law, lawmakers. This is what's in the heavens. There's also pain here, the female pain. Dark moon Lilith, closer and closer to the north node where our eclipses are taking us. The pain of the feminine, the abandoned, the abused, left, assaulted. Right there, the area of lawmakers. So, two big things happened with masculine energies. One guy is out. He fought and fought and fought and fought from last week. He could not survive the new moon Lionsgate portal and offered a resignation. Well, why is that? Because, I have to get another chart. Because of the wonderful, I don't know the words. Because yesterday was such a glorious day. I had my eye on that day all day long because the sun was at 17 degrees Leo. The sun is male energy. It's a leader. In a horoscope, the sun represents the leader of a nation. At the Great Reset on January 12th, on that day, the moon was 17 degrees Leo in the 5th house. The moon is female. In this 5th house, she can also be a leader. So going back to why I was so excited for this new moon in Leo was because this was the first solar cycle that the Great Reset was activated. The Great Reset did not get a new moon in Capricorn until this year in 2021. In 2020 at the Great Reset, there was already a new moon and then the Great Reset. It had to wait for a full year to activate its purpose, which is the change in structure and power of world governments. And you know what? Then that's government right down to where you are locally. All governments. In Capricorn, the Saturn Pluto promised a change in structure and power. World governments. Well, yesterday, the sun was at 17 degrees Leo during this first solar cycle of the Great Reset. But who wrote the rules with the divine feminine at the Great Reset? The female did. The woman did. The divine feminine, whatever happened in the skies, the divine feminine was anchoring, was a gravitational force with what's to happen. So what happened? A male leader got caught. We demanded truth, and he resigned because The moon at 17 degrees Leo said, we're not doing it this way. That leader, the sun, could not stand up to the divine feminine, the female leadership at 17 degrees Leo. And he had to resign. It was literally written in the stars, and it happened yesterday. There are so many great things that happened. So the divine feminine, she gives life, she takes life. She gives structure, she takes structure. That's what happened. Divine feminine. Now, also, what happened? We have a male leader, we have a female leader. The divine feminine wrote the rules on this reset, demanding truth, on that lawmakers, I will. What happened? Infrastructure passes. Joe Biden, whose sun was activated with the divine feminine back when all this started, got the bipartisan agreement passed. It passed. You guys, we are in such good hands. She's already ferreting all the crap out. Look at all the hours and days and articles that have been written and debated about, should Cuomo resign? Well, yeah, he should. She took care of it. Just like that. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Let me check in with you guys. This magic moment, you're right, Bonnie. Totally. Yes, exactly. Yes, I know. Okay, Connie Brown. Yes, I know. Kamala is a Libra. I keep confusing her as a Libra and a Scorpio because she has Scorpio planets as well. And I think she goes, her ascendant is a Gemini. She's got a really fantastic chart. But I do get her mixed up with Scorpio and Libra because she adapts so well. But that was it. Oh my God, I just saw this. She wrote the rules. She wrote the freaking rules. Here we go. Here we go. 17 degrees again. 17 degrees. That's 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 is divine. It is infinite. It is all those amazing things that alternate AHT can tell us about. Go bug AHT on the Twitter about what's the 17 degree mark. And what 8s mean and 18s. Anybody know the 17 degree mark with Cancer Capricorn? Why do I just love this so much? On this axis here, this has to do the divine feminine. Remember, this area is the self, I am. It's the separator. This is a second house, first house. This axis divides the 8th and the 7th. I am, we are. Okay? The 17 degree mark. Also, at the Great Reset, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. What's at the top of the chart? 17 degrees Capricorn. Where we're going? We are, or no. I am, okay, so these are assets. I am the government. This is what I value at the top of the chart. At the bottom of the chart, what this is all balancing on, we are. We are, and we have shared assets. At this Great Reset, you know who else was at 17 degrees Cancer? Made me flip out. The asteroid George Washington. He's had a thing he's wanted to say about what we're doing here as well. So the great divine feminine had a thing or two to say about the divine masculine and who's in and who's out. The amazing thing with this new moon in Leo that we had was its sticking power. It is like a permanent, I don't know, it's like a permanent place. If you're gonna climbing the steps going somewhere, it's like a permanent threshold that we hit because of everything feeding this particular Lionsgate, this particular August 8th and the new moon. So much writing on it since the divine feminine of November 19th, 2019. And you can't go backwards. So it's like whoever is in really is in. So it's kind of amazing. We got those 29 Republican senators to sign on to infrastructure. Guess what? They're going to be workable going forward. Those who didn't, bye-bye. What's happening too in this chart? The astrology card, look at this. Had the astrology card for the 5th house of the sun, the leader of Venus. Love. This is who we are. We are love. Venus, my assets, my values, the things that I invest in that makes us stronger together. It's all about Venus. It's all about Venus. It's all about love. Well, today, interestingly, about Venus. So Venus is money, assets, their votes, rulings, things that are valuable to you. Tangible manifestation. What am I looking at? Oh, so today, Venus was exactly opposite Neptune. The pull of this duality of love and not love. Real love and fake love. Inspiring love or deceptive love. What happened today as Venus is opposite Neptune, it's kind of like a reality check. Here we are, it's in Virgo, which has to do with the public servant. In the United States chart, it has to do with lawmakers. But it's like, this is not only with this new moon that is jolting you into your true heart's desire, thinking of things differently with your heart and your creativity and your how you celebrate and how your festive you. What it's doing, it's kind of pulling back the deception. You work so hard for something and it's like it pulls back that reality, like, I'm not doing this anymore. This sucks. I'm not getting anything in return. Returns Venus. I am reminded of love with Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. That transcendental love. Love that surpasses everything. It's that love that makes you want more of that love and more of that love expression and more to bring that to others, to make you glow and be radiant in love, and that everybody that comes around you is uplifted. That's that power of this Venus-Neptune. And what's really, really ugly and what is not love stands out like a sore thumb in this area of public servants. So who's really ugly right now for the most insane reasons as a legislator? Well, the divine masculine certainly is pointing out DeSantis and Abbott. The divine masculine with the divine feminine is certainly embracing the mayors. Is it Austin that now has their mask mandate? And all these cities that are defying those that say no and moving ahead anyway, because we are love. We love one another. And the laws, I'm going to protect you too, have the leverage. Now these assholios, they're out. We crossed a certain threshold the other day with the Lionsgate. There's no turning back. Abbott and DeSantis, you guys are locked out. Can't get back in. This is what we are starting off with this new moon Leo Lionsgate. The first of its kind in 7,000 something years, huh? This entire year of a reset, every single month through even after 2022, but through this whole year, this is the makeup year, the adjustment year for 2020 sucking so badly. All those solar all those new moons with the first solar cycle of so many things happen this year. These things are getting adjusted into place. And because these things are permanent, whew, thankfully we don't have to deal with that at our Pluto return in 2022. These things are crossed off on the to-do list. There are things that we need to do. And like one of them, the voting rights bill. Given what you know about this, what do you think is going to happen with that? We're just day 2 of this Lionsgate. We're just day 2. And the divine feminine obviously has some things to say about this. Remember, Mars was 0 degrees Scorpio on that day. Scorpio is a feminine sign. We are right now, Mars is 7 degrees Virgo. Oh, you guys, it's gonna hit the part of fortune, the lucky place. Probably, I don't know, by the end of the week at 9 degrees Virgo. Something good's gonna happen. Makes me excited. I'm looking at this. There are some other points that are standing out. This 22 degrees Leo, I don't know what's here. There's something here because this 22 Leo keeps popping for me every time I look at the asteroids. I'm so happy. I am so happy. Oh, hello. You know how smart this divine feminine energy is? She's rewriting the rules for everything. The ascendant here, 13 degrees Sagittarius. The ascendant, the thing giving life to the United States of America in her horoscope, is 12 degrees Sagittarius. It's conjunct. It's so aligned. The midheaven, the top of the chart, who we strive to become in the U.S. natal chart, is in Libra. We are. The scales of justice, intercepted in the 10th house. Basically, it can stand for a long time until Don Julio gets in here. He's a different story. But the midheaven, the highest point of the sun, its highest expression, 1 degree, 36 minutes, Libra. The divine feminine says, yes, we are going to reset this at 1 degrees, 50 minutes. We're back. The United States is freaking back, you guys. It's so good. It's so amazingly good. So I think we're done there. I'm kidding. Let me read this to you. Now I'm changing subjects because the other thing the divine feminine got to reset everything with, Mars had joined in by the time we had our Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, December 21st, 2020. That was a new reset, a 200-year cycle of leadership. I just want to read this again. At 0 degrees Aquarius, the Jupiter-Saturn now conjunction. Look at all that irritation for the Jupiter-Saturn. 0 degrees Scorpio is an exact square to the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, the Christmas star. I know I switched gears. So that created enough tension so that when the Saturn-Jupiter came along, stuff would get done, even though these are fixed signs. It would give some relief. But the ancient Persians said that when we have the Saturn-Jupiter in Aquarius every 200 years, it ushers in a new dynasty. Our new dynasty is feminine, you guys. For 200 years. There will be changes in 20-year cycles, but it's going to take the first 10 years to rebuild the world with global interdependence. Divine feminine calling the shots and demanding that the divine masculine behaves. How you guys doing? Okay. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Oh, Oh, Beth in Mancos, Colorado. You always give me such nice notes. She says, you're the most amazing, mind-blowing. I love and appreciate you so very much. Sending you big love from Beth in You're so welcome. I love that I get to share these things, and I have this special audience of all of you that I get to share it with, because it's kind of amazing. I love it. I feel so twinkly right now. And that's love for you. That's love. So Lindsay first tweeted her accusation against him just prior to the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in December. That's awesome. I just want to say, for clarity's sake, when all this first started surfacing, I think it was the spring. Was it the spring? I can't remember. I was really angry because part of it felt like a political hit job, because right at the time they were looking in the New York DA was supposed to get Donald's taxes. And I know I publicly stated I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't know if it's a political hit job, but darn you, we need those tax returns. Let's have an investigation and find out from there, because there was a big mess. We had the investigation. We're complete, and we have the tax returns. Yay. Okay. Oh, you bring peace in mind. Good. Okay. There was something else. Someone mentioned, was it in the comments? Well, okay. So there is a big buildup. Stuff going on in the Pacific. You guys, that is so huge. And I know the news does not talk about this. I'm going to go ahead again and say how very impressed I am with Secretary Blinken. I'm just looking up his Twitter handle. Because when days get kind of when days get kind of crazy and a lot of news gets crazy, there are two places I go that I instantly feel good and I get really clear and I can see what's going on. Besides at POTUS, President Biden, and of course at VP, their tweets. Okay, you don't have to have a Twitter account if you want to see their tweets. You can merely type in your search box their handle, and their account will show up, and you can just click on their account and just scroll through their stuff. That's it. It's kind of nice. But I am so impressed with at Secretary Blinken. I wish the news would report on him. He's very current with his account. He talks about a lot of things. I had tweeted today, did we forget about the Iranian tanker attack, last week? He addressed it this week. And by the way, him, Divine Masculine, hello, met with the Japanese foreign minister for a meeting today. This is all connected, you guys. They just had the 76th anniversary of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and their foreign minister is here. I mean, to just put that in perspective, he's tweeting about our alliance with Japan and a free and open Indo-Pacific. It's really incredible how far we've come. He is very timely. He brings up stuff I didn't even think about. So when I start thinking about stuff going on around the globe, he makes me feel very good about what's happening. And then, of course, I always go, I try to as much as I can. Okay, I don't know what her Twitter handle is. It's probably just press sec. Her daily press briefing. It's about 45 minutes. She's very clear. She gives all the facts. She knows what's going on. And then if you watch her, then you watch the news later on, it's like you see how everyone tries to spin what she said, but you get everything right then and there. These are my faves. Okay? So let me check. Oh, where are you? I knew I would. Okay. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Okay, Marie Sutton. Queen, I'm wondering why the Pentagon sent Charles Flynn to the Pacific, and now we have this buildup. Why did they send him? The Divine Feminine also sent him. And for very good reason. I was looking into that in more detail today. Let me get my... So... If you remember back when I was talking about, the FBI developed some apps. I don't even know why these criminal organizations even bother with apps at this point. They created some apps, encrypted apps that law enforcement could not penetrate. We know of 2 that have been out there. You guys, I think there's a lot more. We know about this. This is the one with the video where I was laughing hysterically because I got it. Donald didn't know it, but they also were using these encrypted apps and phones, and he's bragging about it to people about how this is the best ever made. They say nobody can get through this. Oh my gosh, I still laugh when I think about that. There was that one. I just talked about this one again, the ERcoT. I think Maddow did. I got it. I think Maddow did around the first day of summer one on this one. That's the one in 2020. This is the one that I traced to remember when Ratcliffe and all the acting people in intelligence decided to unmask Obama's stuff. I can't remember what exactly. Because all this ERcoT broke loose. They had a problem with leaks. Well, it wasn't just that. These are the apps the FBI made, unencrypted, and this is how we're having all these major busts. We are going to still keep having all these busts because there were over 20 million texts they still have to go through, because this one that the FBI developed, 2018, until June 8, 2021, a third country was hosting the servers that all the information was going to. So, on June 8th, they unsealed the search warrants, and that's when we found out about that. This one, recently as well. I just talked the other night about MAS, Malware as a Service. Hey, August 2020, get your malware as a feature. $250 a month, you can have your own malware that you can go and try and hack other governments and corporations. It'll work. People subscribe to that. The FBI has one of these as well. So getting back to your question, Marie, why is General Charles Flynn on a boat in the Pacific or wherever he is? The FBI apps, as far as I know, are biofenced. If there are people in the United States who have that app, the messages are not transmitted. If they leave, or if someone has these apps and they enter into the United States, entering the United States is what gets U.S. users on the server. But this guy, Charles, his encrypted stuff, he left before we found all this stuff out. On a boat. Doing a lot of stuff. I have connected, he connects with this and this preliminarily is where he's lining up with FBI and Intel. He's got a role here. Okay. He has, it seems to me, a connection with the Taliban, with MAAS and hacking, kind of like some of the GOP do. There's still involvement stuff unfolding, like with the Taliban. All of us leaving Afghanistan, there was a reason why we did that. The buildup we have going on with the 3rd Fleet and the 5th Fleet, whatever, this is the big deal. I could sense kind of the big deal. I was always blocked from it. I couldn't see it. Spirit was like, nope, we're not even going to give you, I could never even get a clue. Now, this stuff, I'm starting to see thank you. I'm starting to see some things happen, but just a little bit. This stuff is so tight-lipped. So he's out there still gathering data. And don't forget, our Intel, they came out with some incredible AI program, I'm sure, where they're able to detect terrorist activities before they happen. And I'm sure if Charles is in a boat and he's got this stuff going, now they know that he's got some bad guys. He is like that ping tang and ping tung asteroid. He's pinging all over the place and actually helping with what's coming in the next big thing. There is absolutely a big thing that is coming. I don't know what it is, but yeah, something's going to pop. Connie Brown, these people, when will we find peace? It's going to be a while. We are in a transition, 3 stages, several years. The divine feminine has it. We are making the correct turns at the correct times. I feel like part of the strategy with our administration is, yeah, we have to have a lot of outrage out there because nobody's really reporting on it. And this is stuff the entire world has to see because there's so much disinformation out there that we have to be able to bring our biggest deniers, birther, truthers, whatever, into the light as well. And it is going to take a long time and it's going to be hard work because they're not getting the message. They're slowly getting the message. For example, more people are starting to get the vaccine. It's a process. This is something we're living with. We can't not live with it. We kind of have to make friends with where we are right now to take that edge off and relax and be safe anyway and move forward. We can't detach ourselves from our lives as much as we don't like it, how conflicted it is. We have to make friends with it on a cordial level because here's the thing, when we cut ourselves off, and I know I do this all the time too, so I'm not picking on you. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to see that. I avoid this. I avoid that. When you are making those decisions and they're consciously in your brain and for good reason, it creates a split. It creates an energy pattern in your brain where we start to cut off and make decisions. And it kind of starts to separate different parts of your body from itself. You make friends with that, you on the inside can come together. And your body then can start getting messages on how better to deal with these conflicts and influences in our world and be peaceful anyway. And you're more integrated. And then you start to radiate and emanate that higher philosophy love that just comes from being integrated. It's not declaring love, it's just the expression of who you were meant to be. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, you know what? None of us are the same. You guys, we're not even the same from last year. Not even from 2016. I can barely recall that person who I was then. I do know that on election night, I sobbed and sobbed because I was like, he's going to destroy our nation. I was so devastated. And I remember at some point I was like, finally, I just have to jump in with both feet, hold my nose, and get in, and we're just going to have to get through this. We were all meant to be here. I did a riff on one of my videos. We were all meant to be here and why you were all meant to be here. Okay? It's exasperating. We're just going to go one step at a time. One step at a time. One step at a time. Yeah, it feels like decades ago. So that's what I wanted to talk about. So good. Okay. I am just looking at, let me just get my, holy crap, you guys. Look at this, divine feminine. You guys, we will have a female president. We will have a female president. Look at this axis. The fifth house of the sun, a leader. 0 degrees Taurus, feminine. Uranus is right there, shaking stuff up. This is in square to the Saturn, Jupiter. And these square that Mars as well, the Republican chart, their ascendant. No, not their ascendant, their Pluto and their midheaven. I have to double check that. But this is putting a lot of tension on them as well. They can't go back either. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. What else do we have? I just want to look at my Terrascope so far. Is there anything I need to tell you? Is there anything? Oh my gosh, ANOM is just going to make me laugh forever. There is something. I know I keep saying this. I got to get my chair. I know COVID is out of control. I was talking with the virus today. How did it make you feel to go through that Mars retrograde? What did it do to your structure? You know, we're coming back up to the points on when you went retrograde and decided to blow things up. How does it make you feel? You know, being the psychologist with tarot cards trying to figure out what's going on. We are coming up to 2 things related to that. What I believe the virus unleashed its variants when we had that Aries retrograde last September 22nd, and at the time Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all the big planets were also retrograde. So we get all this power is going inside. Remember, Mars is the god of war, Aries, you know, the warrior, warring, fighting, inflammation, blood. That's when I think the variants got started. We're coming back to the other side of that and kind of the return of that kind of. It's just starting to trickle in. And the virus just seems like it's a little bit out of balance, kind of like what's going on. And I asked it, why don't we just do it right now? I literally asked the virus, what's your kryptonite? What are you afraid is going to kill you, virus? You want to do? Let's do that reading. What is the kryptonite? Show me the virus. Covered in. So the devil, covered by the chariot reverse, just off the rails, out of control, a disaster. Virus. What's your kryptonite? What do you think is going to kill you? Look at my deck is already messed up. Oh geez. This is supposed to be covered in. Wait a second. Which one is? Okay. Is it the basis of your kryptonite? Crowning you. What happened in the past? It's going to kill you. Leading to further out. The end, the World card. It's over. The end of a cycle. The kryptonite to this thing. It reached its maximum. Knight of Rods, Knight of Wands. This is when it hits its max with the kryptonite. So who are you? The Queen of Swords reversed. So think of queens as feminine. Think of it, so when I see Queen of Swords, I think of respiration, how this cell like breathes, you know, gets air through it and breathes, but its kryptonite doesn't let it do that. What's your kryptonite? It can't breathe. It's covered in the Eight of Wands reversed, a slowing down of how it breathes, how it thinks, how it mutates. Remember, like swords are instruction, they're mental. The challenge, what's your kryptonite? The Six of Pentacles reversed. Six of Pentacles, you can think blood, but reversed, it's like everything is taken away. If this is blood, like blood can't respond to it anymore. What's your kryptonite? Its challenge is balance, going back and forth. At the basis of the kryptonite, a single aerosol, a single piece of power. Pentacles is the virus itself, a single teeny tiny virus. Remember, the Queen of Pentacles used to present as the COVID virus. Crowning, virus is kryptonite. We have the Fool, a new beginning, reversed. I can't have a new beginning if I can't breathe. Air and things are slowed down. I have nothing to attach to. In the past, some fortunate, unfortunate circumstances happened, leading to it could hang on longer. It's wanting to hang on. The Queen of Wands, farther out, it really took off. Fire, wands, queens, receptive bodies to inflame, okay? It could do that. But with its kryptonite, the thing that can kill it, how do we see you, virus? Trying to fight back. Oh, it can't fight back. The environment of your kryptonite, the thing that'll kill you. Nine of Swords reversed. This is Gemini. Mutable air, respiration, the environment. Nine of Swords is that it's almost like things are ratcheted down. It can't thrive on this pulsating air energy. The environment is one that it's not creating as much havoc. It's kind of relying on this environment. The hope. So it gets caught with its kryptonite and it just kind of slides apart. It kind of slithers down. This virus fears that the kryptonite finds it. I don't know what the kryptonite is. I'm just explaining the behavior of how it will, go away. And then it's kryptonite, the thing that kills it. Next steps. The Page of Pentacles, a young virus, no longer. It doesn't have the power. It's like the next step. It powers down. final outcome. It's just spinning around in a muck of mess, like almost like it's melting. It doesn't have power. It just kind of like ceases to exist. So it does have an enemy. It does have a kryptonite. It can be killed off. These are the things it says that can happen. And I bring that up because these transits, as we get on the other side of that Mars retrograde and the reset from this 2020 with everything that's going on, I would expect things to slowly, gradually start changing around it. Okay? How are you guys doing? Like the death of Voldemort. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I mean, Catherine Bennett, clean air. It's coming. Our science is bringing it. But again, when we're talking about vaccinated and unvaccinated, Fauci was saying that the more people that are vaccinated limits its chance to spread, but by then it's limited in being able to replicate into another variant. This thing really likes having a variant. This thing really likes the speed and energy, that thrust, which is very interesting because I'm remembering last year the reading that I did about the virus, like what's going to happen to it. And the cards, I just remember it showing that it was just it's going to burn itself out, because that was why did Donald say it's just going to magically disappear? Why? What did Donald know that he said it's just going to magically disappear? It's not going to be here anymore. I know that was wishful thinking, but there was something about that he like kind of knew, because like, you know how he always says weird stuff and then it happens? So you got to kind of take that seriously. So virus, what did Donald mean when he said that you will just magically disappear? How is it that you just magically disappear? The Empress, pregnant, full of itself. The Empress, barren. It's just going to disappear. What does that mean for this virus? It's just going to magically disappear. This is comfort and security, but I see this as so much virus in the air. Limited virus in the air. The King of Swords. Limited virus in the King of Swords, the King of deciding this virus to go. The Page of Swords. Attack. Six of Cups reversed. Okay, Six of Cups reversed, going back to the past. Donald doesn't know about Mars retrograde, but to me, this is like going back to the setting conditions of that variant. We are starting to tiptoe and trickle into there. This fall will be really, really, really interesting because the Sun now and Mars will be in Libra opposite that Mars retrograde. Hold on to your pants this fall, okay? How are you guys? Okay. Okay. How about some new moon contracts? Let's do that. This is what I've been wanting to get to, okay? Okay, so I did not. When we talk about the new moon Leo, we're talking about one's confidence, being able to shine. We're talking about having the courage to stand up and be seen and not give a rip what other people think. When we're talking about a new moon in Leo, we're talking about your heart. We're talking about love. We're talking about falling in love. We're talking, the divine masculine and the divine feminine have given us a really nice example about the love that's being tolerated in this environment right now. It's also about learning to create one's destiny. This Leo new moon, on so many levels, broke away from the past and the way things were, creating a huge shift and letting infinite possibilities flow in. So it's like, now what? It's like you got to kind of remember and relearn who you are, but getting to know yourself in this new environment and those things that usher in your own unique creativity, the inner child within you, following your heart once again. Are you where you want to be? Are you following your heart? That's what this new moon Leo is really calling for. Leo is also about pleasure. It's about being in the limelight, having a childlike imagination and telling stories and fantasy. It's been so depressing the past 4 years. It's like hard to imagine that part again, that we have time for that. It's about playing, romance, letting your heart just kind of roam free and create masterpieces. Leo is a fixed sign. I'm glad it's a fixed sign because with this heat, it forces you, number one, to slow down, maybe take a nap because naps are good for the heart. But it forces you to be in this environment. How am I going to occupy my time with the end of the summer? The kids aren't quite in school yet. What are we going to do? There's not much to do but chill, relax, and be creative and enjoy the light of summer, the remaining light of summer. It's also about being proud of others. It's also about sharing joy because we're sharing joy. So we need some cards to figure out what we're going to write our new moon intentions on. We want the pretty cards. We need some inspiration with creativity for ourselves collectively, but with our nation. I kind of think our president's, he's kind of got this. It's written in the stars. So what we're doing, we had a new moon. At the new moon, the moon is aligned with the sun. That's why you cannot see the moon in the sky. But maybe tomorrow, you might start seeing the moon, the fairy tale moon, the storybook moon, I forgot who coined that in this group, hanging in the western horizon just after sunset, just that sliver of a moon. At the new moon, the ancients knew this, the farmers knew this, that if you planted your seeds at the new moon, you would get the most abundant crops. They would be overflowing in abundance and nourishment. That's the analogy. You plant the seeds of your dreams and wishes because it's the best time to fill them up with their best potential and vitality. Okay? So we write these out together because your most powerful point of focus is in writing. You're attaching a device. You are taking your thoughts from the ethers, from the cosmos, literally are coming down into your brain, down your arm, and manifesting as words on paper. That's powerful. It's powerful focus. Together, we open up that vortex, and it's amazing where we go. So, paper, pencil, let's grab some cards and figure out what we're going to do. I got to get a little organized here. Okay? Oh, you had the sliver of the moon tonight. We had storms. I didn't get to see it. But I love it when I see that moon because I'm like, oh my gosh, look at my wishes and dreams. They're right there. They're starting to be revealed. It's like a sign of assurance that the cosmos heard what you were creating and is ready to start showing it to you. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. And the southwestern sky tonight, I will have to look tomorrow. Oh, Connie, that's awesome to do that with your students on Monday. You could just say stuff like, it doesn't have to be a wish. It could be like, I'm just taking time to think about what I really want, where I'm most happy, what I like. You're the teacher. You know what? I just don't want you to get in trouble for using astrological words. You know what you're doing. Connie, you do that every new moon with your classroom and just watch what they want to create for your classroom. You all get to create it together. Oh my gosh, you're going to have, I have goosebumps. You're going to have to let us know how that goes. Okay, so the Everyday Enchantment Tarot by Poppy Palin. The cards that I cannot shuffle. Here we go. Here we go. So, when I write out the wishes, for simplicity's sake, I use the words I want. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. I'm a Scorpio. We thrive on desire and what we want. If we already have something, we're kind of bored. And we're like, what's the point? But if you're a Taurus, the words I have really ring true and get your creative juices flowing. So whatever words work for you, use those words. You cannot get this wrong. Yeah, everybody is going to be different, okay? So, and if you want to chime in with like wishes out there that we can cover as a group, if I see it, I'll try to snag it and we can all do it together. But our first message, the first wish for the night, Lucienne, inspired by Lucienne. What do we have here? What do we have here? What am I doing? Oh, I think you're the card on top. Ooh, look at that. I want the King of Blades, the King of Swords. I'm guessing the Divine Masculine in the form of the King of Swords. I see courts. I see lawmakers. I see evidence and reality-based discussions. And a jury that looks diverse. People of color. Look at that. Listening, intent. Listening from the heart is a very Leo thing. Okay, let's get right. So, I want oh my gosh, I can't even get the words that are coming. A sound, powerful legal system. I want evidence that no one is above the law in the USA. I want our lawmakers, public servants, laws enforced on the grounds of truth, evidence, integrity, honesty, and pure, agreed upon love of the law. I want our Constitution to be totally, undeniably upheld. I want our to remove illegitimate actors on the bench and in public office. I want the rule of law to be by the people, for the people, and everyone else can exit ASAP. Okay. So, here we go. See if I can read what I wrote. I want a sound, powerful legal system. I want evidence that no one is above the law here in the United States. I want our lawmakers, public servants, and laws enforced on the grounds of truth, evidence, integrity, honesty, and pure, agreed upon love of the law, for the law. I want our Constitution to be totally and undeniably upheld. I want our courts to remove all illegitimate actors on the bench and in public office. I want the rule of law to be by the people, for the people, and everyone else can just exit ASAP. I want zero tolerance for the big lie in our courts. And, oh my gosh, and to end lenient sentences and fines for January 6th insurrectionists. I want a bolder, brighter judicial system that is fair, honest, and has zero conflicts of interest and zero donors. Okay, we have to get to the whole thing with Leon Black and Judicial Watch. That's where this is going. What is it I'm trying to say here? I want Senator Sheldon has really been pushing this efforts to unveil dark money buying SCOTUS seats. To be more successful than imagined and total. What am I looking for? A total what with our courts? A total. What is it? Overhaul of how judge norms are accepted and standards for and rigorous standards for, was it approval? I can't think of the words. This is not my forte tonight. So whatever, Senator Sheldon, White House. The efforts that he is bringing to unveil all the dark money behind the purchase of Supreme Court seats. We're looking at Judicial Watch. We're looking at Turning Point USA and Ginny Thomas and all that crap, all that dark money, how it comes in, that we want a total overhaul and how all this is happening and how all this is going. And we want it to happen quickly, right? Aw, Jan. We're all here together. Benny Grismore about Texas. Things will be improving. I totally think things are going to be improving about Texas and the virus. I talked about it earlier tonight if you were not here. Reconciliations. Hi, Pammy. Okay, so that was the King of Swords. Boy, we want the best divine masculine ever with our judges and our lawmakers. How does he have time to issue? I haven't. Here we go. I have to. I want the Texas Democrats totally safe, secure, immune to arrest. In Texas. I want the Texas Dems to propel the passage of a Voting Rights Act over the line. You guys, there's so much favor for them right now. Over the line. I want the voting rights. What is the name of that bill? Bill to pass ASAP. That's also a King of Swords. Abbott is not going to get away with it. Not with the way these energies are behaving. He and DeSantis are on their way out. The door is closed on them. They've got nothing. Okay. Hey, Clarence. Clarence is in the house. Okay. Second one is Catherine. Catherine, our second card. HR1. Thank you. HR1. Catherine, the second card we need to attend to. King of Pentacles. We've had this card in the past. Look at all this. This came out like this, and I feel like this is to extinguish the bad King of Pentacles that's hurting our environment. Okay, can I just say this infrastructure bill has so much climate stuff in it that, again, in this time right here, right now, is so good for climate. Okay. After having 29 senators vote with this, we'll just see what happens to that filibuster. I don't count out the divine. She has delivered so much in spades just in these 2 days. It's just amazing. So we have the King of Pentacles. Ew. The King of Pentacles. I want I want to eliminate the old way of corporate business and leaders. I want their, what is it, like they're like a special VIP status to disappear. To disappear in our rules, our way of business and legislating. I want all forms of quid pro quo to totally disappear from our governments. Oh my gosh, I want all dark money revealed. I want to see the IRS successfully recoup and ID those engaging in tax evasion with offshore accounts. Because now they can. I don't know if it's an executive order, but they can do that now. I want to end the former guys' tax cuts for the wealthy. Okay. So I want to eliminate the old way of that corporate businesses and leaders, they're like special status, I don't know why I wrote that, to disappear when it comes to legislating and ruling. What am I writing here? I want all forms of quid pro quo to totally disappear from our governments, all levels. I want all dark money revealed. I want to see the IRS successfully recoup and ID those who are engaging in tax evasion scams offshore. I want to end the former guys' tax cuts for the wealthy. That is garbage. That has to go. A lot of people, this didn't get a lot of coverage either, but the American Rescue Plan that was passed quickly, there were some loopholes that got covered in there, and that was it like $90 billion were coming from taxes that were no longer applied to businesses, which is kind of cool. We're not done with this. The King of Pentacles. I want responsible leadership and laws that aggressively protect our environment and are fruitful for all families. I want to protect our resources. I want our government to keep investing in families and children and innovation to protect our most precious assets. Our kids, our health, and our communities. I want responsible leadership and laws that aggressively protect our environment and that they're fruitful for all families. I want the government to protect our resources. I want our government to keep investing in families and something innovation, families and the innovation to protect our most precious assets, our kids, our families, our health, and our communities. 2 kings so far, you guys. How you doing? Oh boy. I want ERcoT to pay up. I want Texas grid overhauled to U.S. government standards. I want accountability in Texas with gas, natural gases, and the corruption that's hidden right now with foreign states. It's like, okay. I want ERcoT to pay up. I want the Texas grid to be overhauled to the United States standards. I want accountability in Texas with gas, natural gas, and all the corruption that's hidden right now, especially with foreign states. Here we go again. Texas. Holy crap. What did you sell off to foreign states? I feel like, Texas, like Don Julio, was up to the highest bidder. And has its own little shadow government going on with deals that they're making. I feel like Florida is in the same boat. But Texas. See, the 6 of Cups card keeps showing up. I want to see Texas, not taxes, the state of Texas, the GOP leadership, foreign governments. What are their agreements they have going on here? I think I need to write that out because I'm going to forget. How about that? That's what I want to see. Okay, so this is what we're doing. I know this, we'll get to our new moon contracts, but I just have to look at this right now. Texas, foreign states. The resources for sale, resources. Who's buying? Illegally? Illegal? Okay. Oh, these are such a... Nope, we're not using that. Okay, we're going back to this one because this is the corrupt one. Okay, Texas. Texas, you have a lot of resources. Rachel Maddow wrote a really amazing book called Blowout, which is kind of mind-boggling. I can only take it a little bit at a time. You seem to be owned by foreign states. What are those illegal hidden transactions that you did? What did you sell off? Why are you so compromised? And you make life so difficult that it's like you want people to kill over dead. So Texas GOP, we'll just Abbott. What the heck is going on? What'd you sell off? Oh boy, this guy's such an ass. I'm sorry. I just want to scream and swear right now. I don't even know what's on these cards, but I am just so angry right now. You jerks. Oh, God, I'm so mad. Which foreign states? They're buying this, and this person is buying that, and this. They're like lined up, you guys. Highest bidder. Lined up. These are the illegal transactions. What bridges this? Bridges these two. This bridges these two how? How are these? How is this? Oh, it's just an agreement. Queen of Wands is another nation. The Queen of Wands is usually the nation of the rusher for me, and she's reversed because we're not supposed to see her. Four of Pentacles reversed. This is overturning a government. Texas. Well. The Ace of Cups. This is what Russia really wants. When it showed up with Don Julio, he would always give Russia what they wanted. This is reversed because nobody is supposed to see it. What goes with that Ace of Cups, Texas, that's like giving to the rusher? Money. Leadership. Money. I'm game. I want money. Let's do some business. This foreign buyer, the Knight of Wands, reversed. You're not supposed to see them. The Knights are kind of like the consigliere for the leaders. So this would be like cabinets of other nations. You're not supposed to see them. What are they doing? The Knight of... No, they're covering up. There you go. The global mafia, the Six Wands mob. What they're buying Wheel of Fortune reversed. This is timing. You guys, this is electronics. This is devices. This is turning stuff on and off like a grid. Like apps. This bridges back to one another. because of the Ten of Pentacles, the dynasty, the autocrats, fill my coffers. It's also the Trump dynasty. They got that going. Texas. Oh, look at right there. The Wheel of Fortune. I need some help. I need some opportunity. Our resources are opportunity. Open up here. This one, who's buying? Intelligence. Knight of Swords, digital armies. Computers. This is what illegal transaction is happening. The Strength card. Reversed. I think this has to be sanctioned people in the Russia. It's illegal because these things our government has sanctioned against, and they relate to one another. The King of Cups reversed, that's Putin sanctioned. The third thing, Texas, the Republican Party is ready to do business. There's a buyer. We've got a dynasty. I'm thinking about the Qataris. I'm thinking about the Saudi families. And there's nothing here for sale. It's just we're going to do this for one another. The Six of Pentacles. This for that. This, I think this is NGO spyware. Honest to God. Tapping phones. You betcha. The Star. I think this is NGO spyware. Or similar. Isn't Zello, Z-E-L-L-O, the app that the insurrectionists used, is based in Texas? Texas also. Temperance. Will help. What's for sale? Well, here, we're pretty big in Texas. We make big things and improve things. Let's make some garbage. A pretend something that has to hide our betrayal to our nation. That'll make it better. So this is like, we're going to pretend something. We're selling. These people are buying China. China and Russia, China, North Korea, whatever crap they're doing for defenses. I think, these assholes, you know what they did? I think they are figuring out ways to traffic and launder arms, weaponry to countries they're not supposed to. Is there a manufacturer of, like guns in Texas? Illegal arms? The Three of Wands? You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to sell this crap to them. Two of Pentacles. We're just going to safely keep balance. One thing for that. This for that. One step at a time. We'll traffic in some arms this way and that way so that we can help the foreign adversaries with their defenses. That's why he's so crazy. And I think this replicates over Florida. All those assholio red states that are out of their minds, creating so much chaos to cover up the really, really, really bad stuff they're doing. Because voter suppression to them is just no big deal. That really, a coup is no big deal. They need the coup so that they don't have to deal with all of this really bad stuff. That's what I think. That's what I think is going on. Okay, back to our new moon wishes. I'm sorry, I just had to look at that because it's been bugging me for a while. Okay. We're going to go back to that King of Swords. But I think our intel agencies and everyone is on it. I want bad governors beholden to foreign states arrested, removed, and jailed ASAP. Please, Divine Feminine, will you do that? Bring light to it. You guys were in between two full eclipses. You never know what's possible. Connie, I don't know what the name of it is. Yeah, Texas got billions in aid. And you know they squandered it. They probably did. Okay. Back to our new moon contracts. Marie's card. What are we doing here? What do we got to do here? We have the pretty cards. Judgment. Are we having issues with the law, you guys? There are many things there. I want unsealed indictments. No, sealed indictments to get unsealed ASAP. I want to see all of those committing crime in the name of the United States government to be rounded up ASAP and prosecuted ASAP. I want zero tolerance for slow walking cases. And for people committing contemptuous, for people who are guilty of contempt to be jailed as such. They're getting away with so much garbage. Okay, so I want all those sealed indictments to get unsealed as soon as possible. I want to see all of those committing crimes in the name of the United States government to be rounded up ASAP, extradited if need be, and prosecuted ASAP. I want zero tolerance for slow walking cases and for people who are truly in contempt of a court to be jailed. And likewise with those who are lying to be jailed. No, not the bank app. There is an app. Okay, there's an app in Texas. Like a channel that these guys can use, like a radio, as they're committing their crime, like the insurrectionists. It's the same app that ISIS and the Taliban use overseas. Like, you know, when they drive into people and do all those atrocious acts and they would talk to each other about it. That app is made in Texas. I thought it was Zello, Zello. I don't know. Okay. Judgments. Okay. I want They are judgments for people rightfully applying for XYZ. Whether it's a loan, home, school, job, to be fairly judged for their accomplishment, merit. Regardless of sex, race, gender. I want the ERA passed already. I don't know where we are with that, but that needs to be passed officially because so many stupid arguments are null and void because discrimination cannot happen on the basis of sex. Judgment. I want to see my nation judge one another by the fullness of love in their heart. Haters, be gone, ignored. I want outrage politics to be dead. Disappear. So gross nobody wants to do it anymore. Done. Okay? So I want fair judgment for people. I want to see my nation judge one another by the fullness of the love in their heart, not hate. Haters be gone. Haters be ignored. Haters losing power. I want outrage politics dead and gone forever. Laura Rathburn, been reading Eric Carlin's Twitter every day, and the amount of corruption he tweets about is mind-blowing. I know, and it's been going on for a long time. There is so much we don't see. And just considering his Twitter feed, and then think about what our news covers. It's crazy. Okay. Speaking of judgment, our fourth estate, the media. I want judgments coming down for their ongoing disinfo, misinfo, news, judged, for what are they judged for? For the media, for it's a media blackout ongoing, and for silencing political voices and views. Like, think about all the Hillary Clinton voters you've seen interviewed in the news in the last 4 years, or even with the last election. When have you last heard anything about a Hillary Clinton voter, which is a Biden voter? The majority of voters that defeated Donald twice When have you ever heard anything about that? I want judgments against foreign money, buying, controlling our media, and real estate market. I want foreign states and their so-called business removed. You guys know what I'm saying. I'm doing a very choppy, lousy job of it, but you get the gist of it, right? Okay. Judgments. Yes. Okay. And the fourth card we have, Sophie. What does Sophie have for us? What do we need to address with this new moon? Ooh. Let's see. We have the moon. This is China. We have a lot of problems with China. I don't even know where to start with this one, because I feel like we are definitely in an undeclared cyber war with China and all the buildup in the Indo-Pacific Ocean. I want to build back better than ever. In a totally 100% USA-centric way. I want an end to China, China-Russia, China-Russia-North Korea interference in our sovereign rule and others, and total, open, and free Indo-Pacific. I want China totally held accountable for hacking. Havana syndrome, you know they know it. Stealing intellectual info. I want a way we can live freely without them. I want to totally win the cyber war versus China. So I want to build back better than ever in a totally 100% USA-centric way. I want an end to China, Russia, North Korea, and to all their garbage interference in our sovereign rule and those and other nations. And we want a totally open and free Indo-Pacific, free of them and the crap they're doing. I want China to totally be held accountable for the hacking, Havana syndrome-esque things, stealing intellectual information, how they're embedded in our universities, and I want a way that we can live freely without them. We don't need them. I want to totally win the cyber war. I want held accountable for COVID-19 and access to labs. Can you read that? Let's not forget, this came from there. We want the true findings of how it happened, because the story is not adding up that the virus is a zoonotic virus by nature, from bat to animal to human. Doesn't match up with the science and the research. They need to be accountable, right? ERcoT said today they might have to issue conservation warning to keep grid. Oh my gosh. ERcoT can get bent. That's so pathetic. I feel like there's a lot of things in the background that our government is doing, trying to prepare for whatever options happen, because those states are writing laws about what they do in their state. But there's a way that the feds we can have oversight of this without being intrusive. So, yeah, that needs to come to an end. And it will, because that whole thing, see, here's the thing. Where the sun is right now, we're exactly 180 degrees opposite from the big freeze. So the fallout has not been forgotten. We're on the other side of that. Just wait till the sun gets into Scorpio. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold on. There's going to be way more falling out that's going to be happening. Okay? So, thank you. So, thank you, Queen, for helping us understand the workings of our universe and how we can implore the universe to help us improve our condition here on Earth. Yeah, it works all the time, you guys. It works all the time. One last thing for you yourselves. Please consider I want to easily adjust to the changes and shifts this Leo season brings. I want my heart to be stronger than ever, inspired, and have a sense of lightheartedness. I want a strong back and to take action that easily supports my core and back, because Leo rules the heart and the back. So he wants stability and healthy. Okay? Chat Wadsworth, how long before the sun gets to Scorpio will we have to get to fall? And then the first day of fall is what, around October 21st or so? Nope. The first day of fall is around September 21st, sorry. And the first month of fall is spent in the sign of Libra. Then the next sign is Scorpio, which is around October 21st to November 21st. And I believe we either have a new moon or a full moon eclipse come Scorpio season on top of it. So, hold on to your butts. Scorpio is going to be doing a lot of releasing and purging. Scorpio rules the colon and the organs of elimination. You guys, from here until then, I would just recommend taking a daily fiber, whatever, a drink, enzyme, because your colon Your body is going to be wanting to eliminate things quicker than maybe your body is equipped to do. So if you're burdened by extra weight, waste, or toxins in the body, it's going to be really uncomfortable when we hit Scorpio season. I know that right now. I'm not recommending doing a full cleanse. I'm talking about reinforcements, vitamins, enzymes, proper heart-friendly oils, all that stuff, and staying flexible. Okay? Yeah. Scorpio's life and death, transformation. It's going to be really painful if you don't have this stuff moving smoothly. Okay? Okay? Yeah, so November. So my pants. Will November be the turning point for change? This whole year is a turning point for change. We have had some really radical things happen already right now. There are radical things changing every single day. This is why we have eclipses, because if the world was to adjust right when we had these big transits, we would crumble. We would not even be able to exist on our planet. Eclipses and eclipse click point, they help us make changes that need to be changed and force us to change when we decide not to. Now, the last eclipses oh my goodness, so the last eclipses we had were in Gemini and Sagittarius. You know, the new moon in Gemini season. Okay, so the sun, we've got about 12 days left during Leo season. Then the sun goes into Virgo. Virgo is going to trigger, and Mars is in Virgo right now. Venus is there. Mercury is going to go there soon. We're going to hit all sorts of eclipse clicks come Virgo season. And then when the sun gets into Libra and Mars goes into Libra, we're on the backside of the Aries retrograde from last year. And then Scorpio is going to be like, I have something to say here and what we have to transform. Okay? We got to be easy about this. Be easy on the body. Don't push yourselves. We are in a totally new world. We're reconsidering things all over the place. But this month, Leo season, your job is to follow your heart. Lighten up. Be playful and find your creativity, because that's the light. The sun is the light. You expand your light. It takes you through the dark season, which like is Scorpio, into winter, and carries you through. Your heart health is going to carry you through this dark winter ahead of our Pluto return come February 20th. And here's the thing. We've gotten through the worst, grossest, ugliest part of it. We're more than halfway done through all this garbage, okay? We still have a ways to go. That's why I'm doing this channel. That's why we do these new moon contracts together, okay? So I think we're going to end it there, you guys. Thank you so much for coming, doing our contracts. I'm glad that we got to connect. Happy first day of school tomorrow. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I'm so happy. We got to do the college kid next. But take it easy. We are in good hands. We are in very good hands. We have a lot of good angels over USA right now and for our people. It's really good, okay? So thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Thank you. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Deb Z. Yeah, Marie, purging is a very Scorpio thing. Thank you. Is it AJA? Aja, AJ? Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Pros. Have a good evening. We'll talk to you soon. Yes, thank goodness for angelic help. Yes, have a nice Wednesday, Holly. Thank you, Marie. Good night. Sweet dreams.